seriously, big opportunity. Into Bridge, Real Bridge, Bridge Champ. Keep your own subscription services, whatever it is that you have going on currently, but add in some of these new features. Even if they are paid features, I think there's going to be so much public backlash from this that people will be willing to pay a competitor maybe even more money than they would have to pay BBO for the same service. Who thought this was going to be a good idea? Okay, let's take a look at what was actually said. So this came out on Bridge Winners, I think around the same time that my Discord was blowing up with a bunch of people complaining about this. And people have all had different kinds of takes on this sort of thing. Soon in August, you can choose a membership plan on BBO. So this is BBO's official announcement about this. Here's what's changing, how it works so that nothing takes you by surprise. Now, what I've heard is that it is difficult to find this article. Like, BBO is not advertising this, which doesn't make a lot of sense, obviously. Like, if you're making a change, you would want to tell your community about it, unless you know they're all going to react negatively, right? If you have a BBO account, you're already a member. You have been since the day you joined, and that doesn't change. Here's what's different. Free Play now gives you 6 deals or hands a day, every day. Oh, I'm glad they included every day, just to make it sound like they're doing us a favor. If you want unlimited play, you can move to a premium membership. Everything else stays the same, and either way, you keep your place. I don't know what keep your place means. I do feel like I am pretty certain that BBO is run by a English second language type company. And so this feels like a lost in translation moment. I don't know, keep your place. Yeah, that's not how we would say it in English. A deal is one hand, one board played at a table. Watching a table doesn't use any. Okay. Everything's the same, you just have to pay for it now. I know, that is the TLDR of this. 3 plans. So for a basic member, 6 deals a day across eligible free games, which I know in the article, we'll take a look at this. What does that mean? Play paid tournaments and challenges as usual. Join tables with an open seat. These games use your daily deals. So that's if you just wanted to like play casually with people in the Bridge Lounge with strangers, I guess. You can watch ViewGraph. You can play eligible free tournaments while you have daily deals remaining. So the normal free tournaments that they would used to run, these robot tournaments for like once a day that would have 8 deals in it. Why they put it at 6 deals doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like, if they made this 8 deals a day so that everyone could still play their one free robot tournament every day, I mean, people wouldn't be happy, but like, that to me makes sense because it keeps a lot of the functionality for a large part of their player base. Challenge a friend, a star, or a robot uses your daily deals. Play in tables, tournaments, team matches, or challenges when invited as a guest without using daily deals. But to be able to create these tournaments and team matches, you need to have a premium membership. The ability to start tables and team matches. And then apparently, if all you want is to play without any ads, you have to pay for that too. I don't know if you had to do that in the past. Like, let me go back to my BBO. Like, I don't have any ads. As far as I know, I'm not like a paying member on BBO. So I feel like this has been price locked as well. Yeah, no ads are included in premium also, but like you could just pay to remove. I don't know. Maybe I have a basic membership. I don't know how it works. They allow you to kibitz for free with ads for nothing. Oh man, that's actually pretty great. If you're going to pay, why select this option? I mean, it's $2 less a month. I don't know. Oh, actually, it's $6 less a month after the first year. Very good. And they also say that for premium members, you get advanced robots until December 31st. So like the the most expensive tier of their paid membership doesn't even give you all of the services. What? um but you do get a digital magazine. Look at this, Bridgerama Plus. I don't know. Imagine during the Bermuda Bowl, you're only able to give it 6 boards unless you pay premium. I know, we're going to find out what happens during the World Champ. Well, are the World Championships on BBO or are they also? They're probably elsewhere. It's probably like Love Bridge. So maybe we won't figure this out. I have no idea. The advanced events will be pay per day. Jeez. Paid tournaments and paid challenges are not affected by the daily deal cap. So if you pay them money, doesn't take away from your freebies. But I can already tell you, given the issues that we've seen in the past with BBO's programming, this is going to take away from people's daily free deal cap. Like, people are going to pay for it and there's going to be a bug, and it's going to be the case that like this is going to remove daily deals. I mean, they'll probably be able to catch this bug, but like I guarantee there are going to be so many posts on Bridge Winners from people being like, hey, I paid for this tournament and then I don't have any more free play deals. And there's going to be like this long back and forth about it. Who uses BBO video chat? I don't know. I've never done it, but then again, like I don't really play on BBO. Daily deal cap applies only to eligible free games. Like, what does that mean? What's an eligible free game? Do we have a list? Is there a list of eligible free games? No list provided. That's fine. You can see your membership and available features once plans open. Club and business partner accounts are not affected. If you run a club or work with BBO as a partner, your account... Yeah, I mean... Teaching tables are not affected. Playing at a teaching table opened by a teacher never... Oh, okay. So this is interesting, but I do have an interesting sponsorship that I'm going to be covering during the upcoming World Championships related to teaching tables, on Bridge Champ specifically. I know a lot of people aren't that pleased with the Bridge Champ interface in general, but there is one thing that they have done, a new addition that they have to their teaching environment, which is actually super cool. So I will be showing that off during the upcoming World Championship coverage. But this is good to know because this does kind of affect me currently, since I have been using BBO for my teaching stuff. Yeah, they choose the most unclear way to make points. Well, this whole like deflecting thing, I mean, I do think part of it might be the English second language issue, but also they know that they're doing something that people don't like. And so they're going to go out of their way to make it as vague and murky as possible so that people can, so they don't end up like making it obvious that they're screwing people over, I guess is the way I would phrase it. Like, if there is any sort of reasonable doubt as to how badly this is going to affect you, then they can be like, hey, like, we didn't say that. Like, you're the ones jumping to conclusions about all of these negative behaviors. Everyone gets a free premium period. Every BBO member gets at least 1 month of premium membership free, so you can explore everything premium. Hold on. Before I get to this, so they have made a very clear business shift, and I have an opinion about why they're doing this. I don't know if I want to, if now is the right time for me to explain that opinion, or if I want to wait until we like come across something that I think makes my point more clear. But I have a very, I think I might know why they are doing this now. But what they're doing, so paid tournaments are not affected by the daily deal cap. Free games are affected by the daily deal cap. Business partners and accounts not affected. You know why? Because they are already paying a premium to BBO. So BBO has made the business decision that they are not, well, I mean, other than 6 deals per day, they want everyone to pay to be on their site. And so if you're paying them to be on the site, then they're going to allow you to be on their site because they're getting money from you already to use the service. If you're not currently paying, then they're basically like shutting down your account. Hey, Dezu, what's happening with BBO? There you go. There's the link. Now, like, I don't think this is a good business practice to make it so that, like, the only way that you are opening your site to people is to have them pay more money than you're expending on letting them be a player on the site. So I think that's been kind of shown to be a bad business practice in the past in a bunch of different ways. But again, I'm not really a businessman. I don't have enough experience in like economics or commerce to be able to say with certainty. And I can't really reference a bunch of examples. It's just, I get the sense that like that's not productive. Like, I think that growing a community, like, it feels like they're going under is, I guess, one of the points, right? Like when companies go under, they try and scoop up as much money as they can while they go down before just shutting everything down. And so it really feels like that's what's happening to BBO. And I think this this leads into the point that I was going to make about like, why do I think BBO is doing this? I think they're doing it because, and I think they're doing this as like a children's tantrum in response to the ACBL shifting away from their site for hosting a bunch of events. Now, I don't know for certain that this is true, but I do think that, I mean, for a number of years at this point, the ACBL has made it very clear that they want nothing to do with BBO. And I still personally believe that BBO VuGraph is the best viewing experience out there. Maybe Lovebridge is second at this point. I mean, Lovebridge is pretty good. There's the issue with it freezing a bunch, which is kind of annoying. And then, of course, like the whole delay thing, which I guess is just, we're going to have to deal with that because that's what all of these organizations want to do with all of their tournaments. But aside from that, I mean, I don't know what BBO's economic position is on this. I thought they were making a ton of money from like hosting ACBL games. I mean, they have to be, right? Like there are a bunch of people who pay for premium. There are a ton of people who like pay for robots, pay for deals and stuff for like, I think you have to pay to like use the spin gold deals or something from past years at a table, something like that. I don't know exactly how it works. But they get a lot of money from all of these like ACBL sanctioned games, but the ACBL has shifted away from that. And so BBO is just like, oh no, like we just lost $100,000 of our monthly income. Like, don't worry, we're still like well in the green every month, but I want that $100,000 back. So we need to come up with a plan to immediately solve this problem. This is what we're doing. Everyone starts paying money to us because we need to get that money returned to us somehow. And like, I still don't know what the beef is between the ACBL and BBO. I really don't. But I do feel like this is a direct response to that. And this has been like simmering for quite some time. You know, like BBO has been in their lab, like cooking this up for quite a while. And they're like, yep, everyone agrees this is the only way to get back the money that we're losing from the ACBL running over to RealBridge or whatever the other sites are that they're trying to host events on. Dezu, you should be CEO. Yeah, I mean, maybe you might do a better job than whoever's currently in charge. Okay, let's continue. Every BBO member gets at least 1 month of premium, so you can explore everything before choosing a plan. There's nothing to request, no condition to meet. Your free period starts when plans open in August. We'll send a message 2 days before it ends so you can decide whether to keep your premium membership. If you decide to upgrade, do it on the BBO store before your free period ends. You'll get an extra month of premium free. George Brad says, doesn't Interbridge have a daily cap on deals? They do, and I think they always did. Yeah, it used to be unlimited. So Babs tried to type in a website with .it. Got to check your punctuation, Babs. It's now up to 25 a week. Of course, you can also support Interbridge and kind of same idea. Like if you pay some sort of monthly premium, then Interbridge gives you all of the stuff for free. Fortunately for me, because I create the videos for them for their daily celeb challenges, like I get supporter on Interbridge for free. I don't know what the how much it actually costs, but I mean, like 25 a week basically means that like you could play the daily celebrity challenge 5 times a week if you wanted to. And those would basically be your deals. If you want to just like constantly play and try and climb up the leaderboards on the ranked games and whatnot, then yeah, you would have to purchase whatever the subscription is. And I mean, I think it's kind of fun, but like BBO doesn't offer that, right? Like BBO doesn't offer this sort of competitive thing for purchasing the membership deals. Like you buy a membership on Interbridge and you can like play against people of your skill level in board to match deals as many times as you want. And otherwise you could do it for 25 times a week. That's kind of a fun and unique service that BBO wasn't offering in the first place. So I think that Interbridge's stance is much more reasonable than BBO's stance of like, we weren't doing anything in the past anyway for you. Like, sure, you could, I don't know, play this one free robot tournament every day. It was just 8 deals a day. Now it's dropped down to 6. Or you could like, you know, set up whatever challenges with robots or something like that. These whatnot things. I think I saw something about the Bean Cup is being affected by this currently, which is nuts. But yeah, anyway. Okay. All right. Babs, you have BBO Plus, so this is going to be cheaper for you. I see. You're still supporting them? After all this? No, it's okay. I'm not going to hang you at the stake just because you support BBO. Dezu, you want new skins and anime girls? I mean, anime girls helps everything, but maybe we can get some VTuber content on BBO. Get one of their executives to just just like get a VTuber model and make some videos, put them out. But what happens now? Don't need to do anything in August. Membership plans will be available. Questions, contact us via the help form. Hold on. Well, the server hasn't been DDoSed because I guess probably a bunch of people haven't been able to find this article, but imagine when they do. Okay, let's see what Bridge Winners has to say. Lee Guy says BBO is run by a private equity. It's a different business model. They're looking for cash, not bridge. Of course. But I don't think that, okay, what my limited understanding of like how to run a business is that you need to have a product that people care about. And I think BBO for a long time had a product that people cared about. Like I would need to get into their books to really understand what was going on, right? But I'm so certain that this is a direct response to the ACBL moving games away from BBO onto other sites. I think currently just RealBridge, but there might be other sites as well. And like, what's the reason for that? I mean, there was some sort of falling out between BBO and the ACBL a while back. Again, I don't know the details on this. Like, I think both organizations just need to grow up, hug it out, and fix whatever the problem was that they had. Because it seemed like the ACBL was very happy being able to run a bunch of games on BBO. Like, they were probably making a lot of money from it. BBO was happy to take a cut of the entry fees for all of these organizations or these games being run on their site. It was like a win-win. You heard it was Jan Martel. Well, I mean, I assume it's Jan Martel, but I don't know why. Like, I don't know what happened. And I don't know where to find this information. I mean, I could ask Jan, I guess, but I don't think Jan likes me. Because, well, I'm actually pretty certain Jan doesn't like anyone, but has been my take on her correspondence with a bunch of people. But I'm pretty certain she doesn't like me in any way. So I don't think I'm gonna get the information out of her. But let's take a look at the 200 plus comments on this thread because, Babs, you don't like any VuGraph other than BBO? I mean, like, I honestly think LoveBridge is fine. Like, I pointed out a couple of issues, and I love BBO VuGraph the best still, but yeah, I mean, like, they need to be friends again, because that would solve a lot of these problems. And I really do feel like it was a win-win. But again, I think like a lot of this is going to be an economic decision. And to know if like they're actually making a reasonable economic decision, even if it probably is going to backfire against them, we would need to see like what the numbers actually are. And they aren't just going to like open their books up to me, as far as I know. I mean, I could ask. We'll see if anyone on BBO is out there and wants to like let me know what's going on financially behind the scenes. I'm all ears. Like, always willing to sign an NDA just so that I can present some more truthful information. But what I generally hate whenever I do one of these like videos about BBO is that like people from BBO swarm me and they're like, you're lying. And there's like no proof. It's just like, trust me, bro. Like, I've seen the numbers in our books. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, we're doing this because we think that it is a good decision for our company. And I'm like, the whole trust me, bro argument really failed like long ago. Okay. Unlimited deals require the highest level monthly subscription. 6 deals a day limit includes free tournaments, sit down and play social and team games. Maybe also teaching tables. Yeah, so teaching tables are included. And then there's just play bridge. Oh, this is important because the lady I've been working with does a lot of the just play bridge stuff. FAQs are stated to be added later this month. Real bummer, especially for the casual bridge crowd. I know I played my share of free games on BBO between 2011 when I joined BBO and 2018 when I joined the ACBL. Wow. 7 years without actually joining the ACBL, just like playing on BBO. Okay, what are people saying? This seems pretty awful. On the bright side, I expect that if this policy holds, it will shatter BBO's pseudo-monopoly once and for all. See, I'm not actually convinced that that's going to be the case. Like, just because one product turns to shit doesn't mean that people will flock to a different product. The reason that people are still on BBO is because it still provides the best experience out of all of the other sites out there. So I think people are going to be annoyed by paying a monthly membership fee. And what's going to happen, okay, Craig says this, casual players won't look for a new site to play on, they'll look for a new hobby. I think that this is going to happen a decent amount because people are going to be like, well, I looked up BBO. I mean, Into Bridge has a fee, basically, if you want to play on the thing. Bridge Champ, like, as far as I know, doesn't. Well, like, Bridge Champ has a lot more free deals. And I think you can always, like, get more and more free deals if you like go through some sort of process. So like in theory, you could play infinitely on Bridge Champ for free. It might just take, a little bit of effort on your part to like renew your free deal points or whatever they call it. I forget exactly the term that they use. But most people don't play on Bridge Champ because they don't like the interface as much. Most people don't play on Into Bridge for one reason or another. Maybe they don't like the interface. Maybe they really do enjoy playing with their friends. And on Into Bridge currently, the only way to do that, I think, is to run a tournament as opposed to just like sitting and playing at a casual table on that site. George Brad says, are the only ACBL games BBO and Real Bridge? I think so. But I'm not that familiar with the ACBL game structure currently because I don't really play on any of them. But I think that's true. Everything else stays the same, Craig says. Excellent tagline announcing new subscription fees on a previously free service. I mean, I think this is a big problem, right? The way that it got set up. What would have made sense, and maybe something for BBO to learn from in the future, is when you roll out like a new feature, you can then add that with a subscription fee and then slowly migrate to that new feature, right? You don't like say nothing changes except now you're paying for stuff. Bab says Interbridge has ACBL games. I don't know. Do they? I didn't know that at all. I know that some people run teaching games, like Larry Cohen, maybe Gavin runs a teaching game on Interbridge. I tried it once, but it didn't really work. Like the club game style. Yeah, I really don't know. So if someone in chat has more information, then let us know. Doesn't explain watching VuGraph team matches. Actually, I think it did. That VuGraph... So VuGraph doesn't cost to just like sit and watch a deal on VuGraph. Imagine if it did, right? VuGraph matches don't count. Team matches count unless you're invited to the table. Kibitzing table. Okay, let's look for highly upvoted comments. Hope the ACBL will reconsider any collaboration with BBO under this mod. I mean, like, that. I think this is the problem, is that the ACBL has already decided they weren't collaborating with BBO. Like, I really think whatever happened between BBO and the ACBL, like the best way for both sides to get what they want is for them to reconcile their differences. Now, based on some of the actions that I've seen from BBO, I think it is very possible that BBO did something really bad and the ACBL will not forgive them for it. So I'm not really convinced that there's just some sort of ACBL vendetta that has come out of nowhere against BBO. And maybe BBO just like isn't an adult enough to be able to be like, we're sorry, we did something wrong, let me fix it. But that's what needs to happen. I mean, that really is just what needs to happen. Ranked games on Intubridge can give you ACBL points. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Lee Guy. 6 deals is such a joke that my default assumption is that the intent is to follow with oh, we heard the outcry, we'll make it 18 deals per day in an attempt to disguise the money. I mean, some places do that. I mean, this is actually a relatively well-known strategy for marketing things is to like jack up the price on something and then put it on sale. So like, let's say you have something that sells for like $50, right? And then you're just like, well, $50 isn't enough. I'm not making enough of a markup on this. So I want to sell this for $75. So what you do then is you increase the price and then put a for sale tag for 20% off. So 20% off of 75 is 60, right? So now you're selling this thing for $10 more than you were selling it for yesterday, except it has a for sale tag on it. So people are like looking at it and being like, oh, I'm getting such a good deal on this. Look at that, 20% off. That's sweet, you know? And the only way people would know is if they come shopping at your store every day. Now, it's a little bit different here in the online world where people are shopping at the store every day. Like, they've seen that this service was free for a long time. They're going to see that it's now 6 deals a day. So if it reverts to like 18, people are going to know. But yeah, I mean, this is actually a common marketing ploy. I think it's actually illegal, but I don't know the details on like how this is made illegal, because I know a lot of companies do this. Like, that is how they mark up products, is by marking them up and then putting a sale tag on it. Food for thought if you ever find something that's for sale in a store. Might be the end of BBO. Okay, yeah, getting back to this point about like, is this going to destroy BBO? I think that other competitors need to offer a compelling alternative, is the thing. So this has now opened the door for someone else to take over. But if IntoBridge and BridgeChamp and RealBridge and whatever don't change anything, they're not going to absorb the outflux. Is that a word? The group of people that move away from BBO and are looking for something else. They're not going to be able to do it because like they're not offering a better service. They're just offering the same service that people had seen in the past and had already rejected. Like, maybe it's the case that people will be like, okay, now I'm going to weigh my options. Like, BBO's price has gone up, so now I would prefer IntoBridge's service for the same sort of price. Maybe that'll happen, but I think a lot of people are just either going to quit entirely, like not play Bridge Online because I don't want to pay for this, or they're just going to absorb the small monetary increase and continue to play on BBO, or you know, like maybe drastically reduce playing on BBO and only play 6 free boards a day. I think those are going to be the most likely possibilities. So I'm not convinced BBO is going to end unless someone else steps up to the plate and takes over with, you know, a new service. And maybe that's what the other companies are doing right now. I don't know. Like, maybe IntoBridge is like scrambling and being like, oh, we have a huge opportunity here. We're going to step in and fill the big shoes and become the number one like bridge playing site online. We just need to develop like the infrastructure and the web space to be able to like host, you know, thousands of tables in the main bridge club for people to play on, right? And like, I think IntoBridge actually has one of the smartest subscription-based models out of any of the places out there. I mean, RealBridge doesn't have subscriptions as far as I know at this point. Like, maybe they take donations or something, but they're not like actively having people purchase stuff. But IntoBridge like has cool features that people can pay for that get you, you know, new stuff that you can do on their site, as opposed to this like BBO thing where it's just like, well, you could play bridge. Oh, and then you can pay and you can play more bridge. Like, you can't really effectively compete on IntoBridge's like ranked leaderboards or get even up to the level of like your own competition if you don't purchase the subscription plan. But if you do, now you can play a bunch of deals and find your level over the course of the month and then work on climbing back up the next month. I mean, I know that some people probably don't like that that deal. But I think that does mimic a lot of the more, monthly resets of a lot of these video games that people will play, like Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering Arena and those sorts of things. So I understand where they're coming from on it. But like, you can still do stuff on Into Bridge by not supporting. It's just like, if they take over and have this like giant main bridge club thing, like they could have it so that like, you can set up games with your friends, or like you can play some robot stuff or whatnot and do it for free and not get like the comparisons and whatever. But just them having like 20,000 new people playing on their site every month or whatever it is, 5% of those purchase a subscription because they actually want to take advantage of like these ranked games. And I don't know how much it costs, like $10 or something. So what's 5% of 20,000? That's like, how do I do math? That's like 1,000 people. So that would be like an extra $10,000 a month just from doing that. Like, I don't think the web space or the database requirements to store like these new profiles or whatever, or host these things, is going to cost them $10,000 a month. So, and maybe more than 5% of people would actually want to support Into Bridge. Like, I'm sure a lot of the people who are on BBO only go to BBO. There's going to be a bunch of, older players who have been using BBO since the 1990s. And like, that's the only site they know of. They haven't heard of Into Bridge or whatever. Speaking of Into Bridge, here he is. Stefan, maybe I can use the opportunity and invite everyone who hasn't tried Into Bridge to do so. We also have stuff behind a paywall, but casual tables, team matches, and pairs duplicates. Oh, they have casual tables. So they already have most of the stuff available. They're ready. They are ready to absorb all of these people running away from BBO. Oh, man. I mean, that's exciting to me because, like, competition really is what drives companies to make better products. And so for a long time, BBO has just been like the giant in this space. And I mean, they've made some like UI improvements, which I actually kind of like. I mean, I appreciate a lot of the new look and feel of like their menus and whatnot. But they haven't really designed a better product in a long time. I mean, they've tried a little bit with some of the robots. They've spent a lot of time focusing on the robot updates. But, oh yeah, Dezu says, right now, Into Bridge should get free for like a month or two. I don't think so. I think their business model is still fine, right? Like, again, Into Bridge is offering, as they say, casual tables, team matches, and pairs duplicates, and robots are all free. Now, I'm still not, I guess, he didn't want to write an entire, like, 3 paragraphs on this. I do wonder if this is like free for some number of deals or not. But I'm guessing casual tables are not, and maybe team matches are not. So if you're looking to host stuff like casual games or team matches, then maybe Into Bridge is the place to do it. Pairs duplicates, I'm surprised. Robots are free. We can let me test this right now. Let's go ahead and pull up Into Bridge. Let's see what is actually free over here. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, so they have this premium AI stuff. I mean, but like, this is the thing that I think is actually really smart when it comes to creating paywalls for products, because you can still do the thing on their site, but here's this extra thing. And especially if you're a developing player, getting Coach Luke to help you out and explain some of your bids and maybe some of your plays that you could have made better. is a really cool feature. So what can we actually do for free? Just play, jump in, and play stress-free with 3 friendly robots. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to find out if this takes my let me here. Whoops. Because Into Bridge gave me oh, that was that was almost a huge mistake. It popped up my credit card info. Well, it didn't, fortunately, but yes. So, I mean, Into Bridge has gifted me the subscription thing, but I think that this is free. So this is something that I'm guessing you won't be able to do on BBO anymore, is to just show up and play with Leah as much as you want, which is neat. Let's look back. Casual games, tables with people and robots. So currently, right? Like, this is what we're talking about currently. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16-ish. I don't know if something got double counted there, but no team matches going on. There's a couple of pairs tournaments that are happening with no people playing. So they have all of the infrastructure in place to absorb people who are coming to their site, and currently not very many people are taking advantage. But it does look like this is a very reasonable alternative. Now, RealBridge offers also a very reasonable alternative if you just want to play with real people. But here you get robots as well. And as far as I know, casual tables are free. They say pairs tournaments are free. Team matches are free. You can make a team match, and I assume get duplicated deals and everything. If a few thousand people join the site, it might crash. They would improve it when that happens. Yeah, but like, I also believe in their programmers. I think I kind of believe in BBO's programmers too. I mean, obviously, like, they're doing some stuff behind the scenes, and their site is like fine. But I think that Luke and Stefan and whoever else works here for Into Bridge seem to be quite competent. Bab says, depends on what you want. I have thousands of saved hands on BBO that I can load and replay. I like to play VuGraph hands and can load those easily. I like the teaching table and the ability to create hands. Yeah. So it definitely does depend on some of the services. And like you said, you've pointed out a number of services that BBO actually has that make it beneficial. But I thought a lot of those things were already paywalled on BBO. So that sort of thing is not going to change, right? Like being able to buy a set of VuGraph hands to play. Do you have to pay for VuGraph hands, or can you do that? I don't know. You like the teaching table? Is that as a student or as a teacher, or both? You have BBO Plus. Muppet says you can upload hands to Into Bridge. Both. So when I do my my thing during the World Champion, I mean, you'll probably hang out for it, but I do have a sponsorship segment that I'm going to be doing during the upcoming World Championships in a couple weeks, and maybe check that out, and then see if you actually like Bridge Champ's thing for teaching. Because personally, when they showed it to me, I was like, I was originally just like, okay, Bridge Champ's trying to do another thing. Like, some of their stuff is okay, but it does feel like things are not really functioning on that site. This is A+. Like, I have to say, I don't think it's ready yet. I'm not sure they've released it to the public yet, but they have done a super cool teaching thing that I have never seen on any other site. I mean, I only use BBO, but yes. So I'll be presenting that in a couple weeks. Eric says you can just play Vugraph hands for free. You've done that fairly recently. Okay. It doesn't seem like a difficult thing for other sites to be able to implement, but I guess Interbridge would have a harder time because they don't actually run Vugraph currently. So they could like import a bunch of hands from past world championships. But they wouldn't have like the Vugraph archive that they could just pull from. So yeah, that is a super cool feature that BBO has currently. But anyway, lots of stuff on Interbridge if you just are looking to play and play a bunch of free games with robots or with friends or in team matches. So my guess is that maybe Interbridge is going to take a bunch of people who are looking to do that. Let's go back to the article. Does Interbridge have files available after the session to download? Because I know a bunch of people, like Muppet, likes to get a bunch of the hands to download afterwards to take a look, maybe run them through robot games. Does Interbridge support match points for casual tables, BAM for team matches? Okay, replying to questions. Casual tables play with humans, robots, or a mixture. You can upload files to play your own hands. With random deals, you get up to 16 comparisons. With a PBN, there are no comparisons. Okay, yeah. So that's actually interesting to note. I didn't know that. And this is probably their setup for the Border match, the competitive ranked as well, is that the hand gets played 16 times. So, you know, like if I play a hand and you see me playing the hand and you play the same hand and then like your hand gets compared against someone else, then it probably only happens 16 times would be my guess, but maybe not. But if you upload your own deal, this doesn't get thrown into the regular pool. Downloads are not available. For less experienced players, there's a library of several hundred practice sets, only cross-imp scoring for casual tables. Okay. So I do wonder if they... Man, I mean, I'm really excited to see what happens over the next couple of months with this. Because this is... I'm not going to say this is deflecting a little bit from some of the questions, but it feels like Stefan is not ready to go all in on like doing the things that people want who are currently playing on BBO and creating a space where they can do the same things on Interbridge. Because someone asked about match points, right? Yeah, border match or match points. And he's like, only cross-imp scoring is available. This doesn't seem like a difficult thing to implement, right? You could just have some sort of drop down when you create the table, write some code to deal with the different form of scoring. Like that would not take a long time. But he didn't say like, we are thinking about implementing that, right? Like if he was like really leaning into like BBO is dying, let's make sure that we pick up the scraps, then he probably should be. Maybe he needs to get some like public discourse training, right? PR training, I guess is what they call it. Public relations. Be like, yeah, that is a good point. I'm going to talk that over with my team and we'll see if we can get that implemented in our next update, right? Like that's all you say. And it's very easy because it's like other people will interpret it how you want. He's too honest for his own good. Well, but like, which is totally fine. I love honesty personally, as opposed to the whole bullshit that we saw from like the BBO article. But this lets me know what his mindset is currently. And I think his mindset is we're going to wait and see, right? Rather than like, I'm going to go out on a limb and realize that I have a space to accept this large quantity of people, and that's going to be a good business decision for us. He's like in the passive mode. Like, we have our product, here's what our product does, currently not planning to change it. So if you're looking for this experience, then come to our site, right? Rather than like, here's a bunch of people who are like on BBO, they're looking for a very specific thing. Lots of people love to run border match games because they want to train for an upcoming border match event, like the US Nationals has a bunch of those, especially in this coming fall. Or match points. People want to play match points instead of imps sometimes. And I would totally get it if it was like, you know, do you currently have the availability to run like a paid game for my local club and interface with the ACBL to create master points? Like, that sounds like a big project. And then I would be like, hey, look, we don't currently have any plans to coordinate with the ACBL on running like paid ACBL games. Like, that would be totally fine. But when it really, like, I could do this in an afternoon. I don't know what language they're programming in. I could set it up so that every table could be designed to play match points or border match, and you would just have some sort of like drop down thing or some sort of box that you check for setting up the table. That would not be a very difficult fix. So like, and that would make a lot of people happy. Like this person, that would make this person happy. But okay. Team matches, human and robot mixtures. Free members need at least 2 human players to start a match. Okay, so for a team match, you need 2 human players to start a team match. PBN uploads are available, downloads aren't. Only imp scoring. Again, we could do border match. Pairs games, human and robot mixtures with up to 1 robot to make up even numbers. PBN import and export plus whatever this is, use bio, export. Personal stats after the game for everyone, cross imps and match points available. Howell, Mitchell, and Swiss, movements available. We run free duplicates hosted by Gavin on Tuesdays and Larry. Oh, see, Gavin and Larry. Both at 3:15 p.m. Eastern, 8 boards, and you can play with a friend or a robot. Larry's game is today, and Larry himself, together with Michael Berkowitz, my boy, will run the live Zoom postmortem. Worth trying it out. Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that they did a thing postmortem. Actually, this is funny. It's the Cohen-Berkowitz partnership, but not the one that you're thinking of. Little Berkowitz, not big Berkowitz. Robots, Leah, our robot, knows a number of systems, can confirm. So you can pick the one you're most comfortable with at casual tables if you're playing against a robot. So this is actually a super cool thing that Interbridge has, right? That they have programmed in so many, there's got to be like 50 different systems that Leah can play. And I mean, it's pretty good. Like, you're never going to get a perfect robot system, and you're never going to get a perfect system in general if you can't actually discuss with your partner. But Leah knows a ton of systems. So whatever your favorite system is, you can probably play something close or find something close. We spent most of our development time on innovative robot formats, since casual human play was already covered elsewhere. So there will be things you're used to that we don't have yet. If you try it and something's missing, tell me. We will consider all feedback. Email address, first name at Interbridge. Happy to answer anything else. Okay. He did a pretty good job on this right here. And yeah, I feel like maybe a little PR training could have helped with some of these previous questions. But this is good if people got down to here. Which is nice that we don't have some of this stuff yet, but let me know. We'll consider the feedback. That was decent. Good job. Good job. You know, round of applause. Okay. Basic membership, challenge a friend, blah, blah. Okay, whatever this is. It was noticeable playing Steve Rain's Bean Cup this weekend, based around issuing free BBO challenges to other players, that a dark pattern had been introduced whereby unless you actively unchecked the BXP non-free box, you paid 49 cents. Yuck. Did anyone else experience that? I don't know if anyone here still plays Bean Cup. 6 deals a day apply to Bridgemaster? I don't think so. Jesse's comment indicates that Bridgemaster problems are still unlimited. Oh, Dave Byko says 100% true. Yeah, that's unfortunate. They considered charging for the higher levels of Bridgemaster some time ago, but ended up not. It probably costs very little to run and is very beneficial to the. I mean, like, yes, they don't care about anything that's beneficial to the game, but I don't understand how it could even cost them anything to run. Like, they would need to have the website up, right? Or whatever. I'm not that technical. But like the server costs for like having one web page on an entire, like, their entire thing can't possibly be that much. You're implying they'll start charging for it again? I still have the original floppy disks. Oh my god. I think back when they only had level A for... yeah, George Brad says you had to buy 10 CDs for Bridgemaster. Like, I vaguely remember this. I don't know if I had Bridgemaster back then. I think... yeah, I don't think I did, but... yeah, Bridgemaster is great. I mean, like, another great thing that, like, BBO has, right? Is Bridgemaster. So it's like, there are some good things on, like, all of these sites. And I think, like, honestly, if BBO wanted to charge people to load VuGraph deals, that seems like a reasonable thing to do. Now, people could get around that, I guess, by, like, creating the deal themselves and loading it into a table to play. But then you wouldn't really get the comparisons. I mean, whatever. Like, charging someone for convenience is very sensible, I think, just generally speaking. The changes are implemented as announced. Myself and many others will just abandon the site. Ooh, okay. And many others, they say. Of course, I'm not paying $6 a month to be able to do basically anything on BBO. You won't even be able to play the daily free tournaments anymore. Wait, what? Of course, I'm not paying $6 a month. Well, if you pay $6 a month, you could play the daily free tournaments. Yeah, after the first year, it goes up to 10 a month. Sure. Okay, here's the thing. And I don't want to get canceled like Pokimane for talking about this, but like $6 a month is like, I mean, look, you can afford to pay $6 a month, I think. I feel like I'm a slippery slope right here. But like, you know, it's not like a super expensive service. I think this is still dumb for them to start charging $6 a month for like effectively everything on the site, just to be on the site. But people who are like, I'm not paying $6 a month to like play bridge. Like, what is the ACBL annual fee? It's like $50 or something. Like, it's probably $6 a month by now. I don't know what it is, but $6 a month is probably about right. And like, how much do you pay to go and play in an ACBL like club game? You pay like $20, right? Per person. I actually don't know if prices have risen. It could be more, but like, and you're getting what? You're getting 24 deals for that. So yeah, the ACBL club games are $6 each on BBO. So like, you could do that instead if you wanted to, rather than going to the local club. But I mean, in terms of just like paying money to play bridge, like $6 a month to be able to do something for an unlimited amount is like not so bad. The problem, I don't think, is the price. I think the problem is really the structure of what's being charged for. And also just like the massive public outrage at like, here's a free service and now you're making us pay for it, is the big problem. Which like I'm totally in that boat with everyone else. I think it's stupid. Matt, this is the death knell of BBO. Okay, I need to look that word up. Knell. Definition. The slow, solemn sound of a bell rung to announce a death, a funeral, or the end of something. Who knew that you could use this in a sentence? One of the reasons BBO has been the premier site for all these years is because of its accessibility to everyone, whether it be serious players or more casual ones, even those who are just beginning. That's no longer the case by introducing such a policy. It's sad to see BBO fall victim to the fate of so many other gaming websites and the need to charge these types of fees. Not everyone will be impacted, according to their email. In fact, I was granted a premium membership. Playing too much on BBO for 20 years will do that. Still, what happens to all the friends I made along the way who won't be so lucky? Casual gamers, challenges, or junior training that I once participated in and now mentor in, all gets impacted. BBO, I would strongly suggest you reconsider before going through with that. I mean, it's through. We are that is way behind us. Bridge is supposed to be a game we all love, not another microtransaction fee for you to take from us. I do think that a lot of people believe BBO has the game of Bridge's best intentions at heart, and they don't. I mean, Fred Gittleman did when he ran the site, but he hasn't been running the site for many, many years. I don't remember exactly when it got sold off to this other company, 52 Entertainment, I think is what they're called. It's like a French company. I think they're the same company that runs FunBridge. But yeah, I mean, like, they're using it as a business. They're not using it as like a way to promote Bridge or grow the game of Bridge. Lots of people got 2 months premium free. Some just got 1 month. Quite a few have been advised they will get free premium pay 0. Huh. BBO is owned by FunBridge. Oh, yeah. Which has restricted free games for beginners and then subscriptions. They've experimented with tournament fees, robot fees, Prime BBO, BBO Plus, and now Bridge Trainer. To avoid cannibalizing FunBridge revenue, free BBO games had to go. Oh. So this is a new take. And this actually makes a lot of sense. So they're hoping, I guess, that people who leave BBO will go to FunBridge. So that's the hope from BBO at this point, because they're run by the same people. And if they're offering the same service on a different site, but you have to pay for it, then like it obviously doesn't make sense for them to offer the same service twice, one of which is free and one of which you have to pay for. So that's an interesting take. I do kind of disagree with the premise. I mean, like, how many people were paying for stuff on FunBridge? I don't actually know. Again, I'm not that deeply involved in like the market of online bridge sites, but that to me is a legitimate reason to remove the free games from BBO. I think their conclusion is faulty, though. I think their conclusion that people are going, well, again, we're making assumptions here that what this guy's saying is correct. And then leaping to the conclusion that BBO's thought process is, well, I need to get rid of the free thing so that people will pay for the same service on my other platform. I don't think people are going to go from BBO to FunBridge. I think people are going to go from BBO to either nothing or one of the other sites. I mean, maybe some will go to FunBridge, and maybe this will actually make them more money in the long run. I guess it's possible. But I do think they're going to lose a significant portion of their player base, assuming that Into Bridge or some of these other companies do step up. Aaron, a stupid idea from a stupid management group. You're stupid, Aaron. No one likes it when you call them stupid. As if the decline of Bridge wasn't already imminent, this will speed it up. Nothing changes the routine of the elderly quite like extra fees. True. I happily have not played much of any BBO for quite some time. Going to guess within 5 years, their site traffic is less than 10% of what it is now. I'm going to guess within 5 years. Oh, within 5 years, their site traffic is less than 10% of what it is now. Which honestly may have happened anyway, and this is a way to milk it on the way out. I really do think that that's mostly what's going on. That they're just trying to get some money as the ship goes down. Okay, a bunch of people getting premium. Real Bridge guy, I only got 1 month, but I work for a competitor. That was very generous of them. Andy, now that RealBridge has been providing VuGraph for many events, might you be able to offer players the ability to use VuGraph boards and comparisons in their private games? That is basically the only reason I might want to keep using BBO. So yeah, this thread has been very helpful in identifying what people actually want out of BBO so that they can move to other sites. So Debbie has made this point, Babs made this point, that like, this is a really important feature that BBO currently has, and RealBridge has been doing VuGraph for events for a while now. Now, I mean, has it been good VuGraph? Has it worked? I mean, like, did a bunch of the things crash? You know, we'll overlook that. Here comes Jan. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, hold on. A second Debbie's comments. That was the only point in BBO's favor that came up at our practice match today. I would also like a download option for VuGraph or other events that have been played on RealBridge. Yeah, so if you are a bridge site out there, take note of what people are saying in this thread. Make these changes on your site, and people are coming to you. I guarantee it. Jan says, it's my understanding that PBNs from RealBridge VuGraph belong to the sponsor of the VuGraph, who can authorize their public release. I'm pretty sure I did that for the Spin Gold, but I don't know how someone can download the PDFs. Do they want PDFs? PBNs? Sure. I mean, look, whatever. Like, I feel like people get hung up on all of this legalese stuff. If two people want the same thing, we can come to an agreement about that thing. That's something that can happen. I promise. If RealBridge was like, I want to be able to allow people to download stuff for whatever, and whoever owns the VuGraph, like, says, oh, you know, like, I'm going to charge you some premium fee for this. Like, I don't think they have any leverage to charge this premium fee. But either way, it's probably going to be pretty minuscule because they know they don't have a leg to stand on in this. You know, it's not like someone else hosted the same VuGraph at the same time, right? So if RealBridge is like, okay, I'm just not going to pay you the premium fee, they're not going to be like, well, I'm going to go to LoveBridge and give them all the hand records and they'll pay, I'm sure, when they weren't even hosting the event. So, you know, I think they should be happy to release, as Jan says, she did that for the Spin Gold. Great. Just go ahead and do that. And then the site can provide the service. Very easy. BBO has money tournaments. They increased the rake from 20 to 30, now 48%. The revenue has gone down by 15 to 20% based on the fact that these events are drawing 50% less attendance. So I'm going to take these numbers at face value. But I don't like that there's a space between attendance and the period. Either they don't pay attention or they don't learn. Too bad. Fred said he would never make this a pay site. Whatever happened to OK Bridge? Yeah, typos for me really discredit facts that you're trying to present. I think that's just like a normal research thing. Anyway, Okay, Bridge. I mean, man. Congrats, BBO. You found a way to make Bridge die faster. Again, I think we're overlooking the point that BBO doesn't care whether or not Bridge dies. I mean, they should, but they don't. Any other big upvotes? I have to say, I'm a big fan of being able to play the first 6 boards of an 8 to 12 board free daily tournament. Finally, I can average below 40% while being able to give a good excuse to people when they ask me why my score is so low. Very good. OK Bridge sure is something. I fortunately have never played on OK Bridge. I remember being told that OK Bridge was the site to play on when I was in high school. And I was just like, ugh, like I'm too busy with other things. I mean, at that point in time, I wasn't really focused on Bridge. I was playing 4 sports and also traveling to chess tournaments all the time. So I wasn't really looking for a place to play Bridge online. But I remember the conversation. I was just like at my local club and being like, hey, I want to play online somewhere. And they're like, OK Bridge is the site to go to. And I'm like, all right, if I have time, I'll look it up. Never did. Very thankful. I think we all need to be thankful that this happened after strong alternatives like RealBridge and Interbridge emerged. Never thought much of the new BBO management, but this really takes the cake. I have regular games that I've been playing in for 20 plus years on BBO that will be migrating. Ooh. I regret topping off my balance. Oh no. I'm sorry. Oh, here's the guy from Bridge Tricks, I think is his thing. Yeah, Bridge Tricks. I think he also wanted to do another sponsored thing, but he never got back to me for the upcoming World Championships. I'm convinced this move will backfire soon, and they will eventually make another announcement reversing their decision. I don't think they can. But okay. In the meantime, the most immediate thing people can do is stop spending a single penny on BBO and FunBridge since they're both owned by the same company. You rarely find companies this toxic. Oh my god. Now, for context, this guy is so nice. He is like one of the nicest people that I've ever met in the entire Bridge community. I can't believe he wrote this. I don't believe it. They nonstop try to monetize everyone and everything, treating Bridge and our fantastic players like cash cows. Have they ever used their profits for the benefit of Bridge or Bridge players? Absolutely not. Again, I do feel like I'm pushing back on this because, like, there's so much discussion in the Bridge community about, like, how to grow the game. And people make the assumption that because, like, a lot of the community cares about keeping the game alive and growing the game, that everyone cares about this. And that's just not true. I mean, I think there are a lot of players who don't care, but certainly BBO has not cared about Bridge players or growing the game at all. PokerStars and Chess.com look like non-profit organizations by comparison. I mean, like, I don't think they are non-profit, but like Chess.com, you can play for free, right? Like you can use their thing for free. And so like this is where I'm coming from when I say Interbridge has the right model when it comes to subscription services. Like on Chess.com, you can play as much as you want for free. It's so easy. Like you just log in and then you can play against opponents. But if you want to get premium services, which are like double dummy analysis of your game, not double dummy, we're doing chess now, computer analysis of your games, I don't know, some like trainer modules. I don't really play on chess.com, so I don't know. I mean, I don't play chess anymore, but yeah, like there are things that they offer, similar to like Interbridge's thing with like Coach Luke and whatnot. And you know, like the ranked leaderboard. I mean, chess.com doesn't even charge for the ranked leaderboard, right? Like you could go in and get a blitz rating of 3,500 if you really were the best player in the world, or if you're cheating, one or the other. But, don't cheat. Um, and so, by comparison, like Into Bridge is scamming people by like charging to play ranked games. But whatever. Anyway, must be among the most hated companies in its own player community. Jeez. PokerStars is banned for you, Eric, and everything's banned for you, George Brad. Oof. That's rough. I mean, the US has started doing crackdowns on a bunch of gambling sites and other things as of late. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I'm not a gambler, so it hasn't really affected me, and I don't really know what my stance is on it, but it's probably fine. Let them do whatever they're doing. So if I want to join a team match, I can only, for 6 boards, BBO's turn in it. That's a word. In shitification into an art form, and now we have to pay more for the experience. If they had a moat around their model, I can see how this would make some level of sense. Now you have 3 viable competitors waiting in the wings. 3 viable competitors. Real bridge, Into Bridge. What am I missing? Is Bridge Champ the 3rd? I don't know how much Bridge Champ is used, actually, but... yes, Eric says, according to research at Cambridge University, it doesn't matter in what order the letters in a word are. The only important thing is that the first and last letter be at the right place. The rest can be a total mess. That one took me a while. And you can still read it without problem. This is because the human mind does not read every letter by itself, but the word as a whole. So I think this was discredited, that study, by the way. But it is kind of an interesting, I don't know, I'm not going to call it optical illusion, but like mind trick that can be played for a lot of different words, for sure. But I do believe that was discredited and kind of proven with only specific types of words. Perhaps, but you're surprised by how well you can read that mess? Absolutely. I mean, and I think that there's a lot of ability in it. But like, try this, right? Try doing the same sort of thing, but changing one of the letters in the middle, right? One of the ones that's scrambled. You're still gonna, like, if you take Cambridge and replace the G with like, with a V, you're probably still going to read Cambridge, even though that's not what it unscrambles to, because the word is gibberish at this point. Like the V doesn't exist in Cambridge and you can't form a word with that. So like, it's more about like pattern recognition, I think, for humans, that they see all of these letters and then they recognize it's a pattern. And so then they associate it with like a word that they are familiar with that has a lot of those letters in it. So there's definitely some truth to the study, but like overall as a whole, I think like one of the big things is like if you get gibberish, like people will create words out of gibberish because of this like effect. I don't know what the effect is called for the thing. I don't know. Give it a try. And, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's what I read about it. You just wanted to post something making fun of commenting on typos. How did you learn something? I'm sorry. I need to avoid being educational. Also, I'm getting like hungry and hungrier by the moment. I don't understand the decision. There's nothing on BBO I would want to pay for. I mean, we've kind of talked that there are things on BBO that they do that other competitors currently are not doing, or that BBO still has that I think people are willing to pay for. Okay. When BBO first introduced premium membership, the vision was to preserve the standard experience for regular members while layering on compelling extra features for those willing to pay. So what did people get with the premium membership on BBO? That's my question, because I don't actually know. It would be helpful to know what exactly the difference is that people were getting for these premium features. The hope was that these additions would be enticing enough to convince a significant portion of the community to upgrade. I think that this is silly. If that really is what they were hoping, that is obnoxious and insane. For any product that you offer a free version of, you're never going to get a significant portion of the community to pay for it. Like, I mean, like, let me just give an example of my YouTube channel, right? Because I could do this on Twitch, but I think it's a little bit clearer if I go to YouTube over here. So over on YouTube, I have 46 paying members on my channel. And I mean, I offer some stuff on YouTube for paying members. Like, I'll put out the videos early. People can watch them early. I mean, especially for like the real bridge bidding contest stuff. If people miss the stream or whatever and want to check it out, then as a paying member, you can see all of my comments while you're solving through the problems yourself before the end of the month if you wanted to. And I have 46 paying members out of 1,860 subscribers on the channel. So that's what? That's like 4%, if I did the math right. So, you know, and okay, I mean, I don't offer like the most features for paying members. Like, I put out one video a month as well to paying channel members that they can vote on and get a topic. And I need to do that one for this month. I have time, but man, I feel like I'm so in a rush all the time nowadays. So if the hope was that like they offer a free service and then they offer the ability to pay for extra features, thinking that a significant portion of the community is going to pay for the extra features is just unrealistic. You're going to get the same as me, 4% or whatever, that are willing to pay for whatever the thing is that you're doing. And I mean, I think like that 46 number is up from 10 to 15 or maybe 20 that I had paying before I was even offering extra features. Like, people who were just interested in supporting me and my channel and hoping that I would continue putting out more free content for people to watch. So, you know, I guess viewed in that light, I got about 1% of people who were willing to pay because I put out extra features on the channel. Cool. You know, like, and that's helpful. I mean, I'm making more income by doing this than I would be if I wasn't, and people are getting what they're paying for out of it, right? Or otherwise they would not continue supporting the channel. So I don't know, like 1% to 4% of people are going to pay for a thing if you offer a free version of it. Great. The premium features were largely irrelevant to the average user. So, I mean, this is just a poor product design, right? Or poor economic choices, that they just weren't offering something that people cared about. Supposedly advanced bots were only marginally better than their idiot counterparts, and the video feature garnered no interest. Man, you had to pay for video? That was one of the features that was to pay for? That's nuts. I think most people don't want to be on video when they're playing bridge. They're like grudgingly doing it just because like the site asks you to, right? Like Bridge Champ asks you to turn your video on all the time. Ultimately, the decision to charge for what used to be free is tacit confession. BBO is incapable of delivering the very enticing features they once promised. It signals not just a failure of execution, but total bankruptcy of the new idea. Hey, Pixie Nixie. Now BBO has joined the ranks of Spotify, Apple, and Netflix. Yep. Let's choose our words carefully. I mean, comparing BBO to giants in an industry is probably not what we're going to be doing. They certainly don't have the same user base as these companies. We can expect periodic membership hikes, all justified by the familiar corporate refrain of providing the best experience for our customers. I see it until someone develops bots capable of near human level play. Very few people will find this membership worth the price. So I've always kind of said this, that if someone unlocks the ability to create bots, not that make it feel like a human experience, but bots that actually are good, like expert level play. I mean, near human level play, like, let's be honest, the bots are better than all of you guys. Sorry, I'm hungry and that's making me angry. I didn't mean it. Let's roll the tapes back. No. Okay. The bots are actually pretty good bridge players. They no. I don't cancel me over this or the $6 membership fee. Is Gib better than me? No, we've already determined that. Gib is trash. But yeah, I mean, the bots actually play fairly well, but they're not expert level players, right? And they play weird, which is, I think, a problem. So if someone unlocks the ability to create bots that are experts, even if they still play a little bit weird, then a bunch of people would be interested in playing on that site. But this is a really hard problem. And I don't think enough people care about solving the problem. Like, we're not getting OpenAI to come into this zone and be like, we're going to take on the game of Bridge next, right? They've done it with games that people care about, and Bridge is just a game that people don't care about worldwide. So the advanced BBO bot rates well above average on the EBU NGS, this national grading scale, whatever this. I think the UK has some sort of ranking thing. In other words, most humans play pretty badly. See, he said it, not me. Townsend said it. He's the one. Like, you want to cancel someone? Cancel this guy. My highest partnership NGS is with BBO bots. This is. Dude, I hope your partners are not on this site. For all the flack Gibbo gets, it does have a 61.73% NGS, top 2.5% of EBU mature rated play. What is a mature rated player? Oh my God. UK has some weird naming conventions. Playing with random partners against opponents whom it has extremely unreliable descriptions of their bidding system and with very poor signaling from partner. Well, I mean, this whole very poor signaling goes both ways, right? Like, if signaling is removed from the game, of course robots are going to be better than humans. Well, they're not going to be better, but like, they're going to look better because humans rely on signals to get information, whereas robots just calculate percentages. A few months ago when the latest BBO bot update came out, I had a chance to chat with a BBO programmer who worked on the bots, and he very clearly stated that the bots use full knowledge of all four hands in their play. I don't know exactly how or what that means, but he was completely serious in that discussion. Man, whenever someone says he was completely serious, I can't tell if they're joking. Like, this is something you only say if you're joking, right? This is like the universal signal for sarcasm. You're like, I'm being completely serious right now. Right? Like, how is that not sarcastic? So, but the problem is, with the bridge playing community, I have a sense that they are being completely serious when they say they're being completely serious. So I don't know. Is this a joke? So this is something that Leah does on Interbridge, and the Luke, I guess, stated that the reason for it is because it gives it a more human feel, or it makes the robot play better. Is the way to do it. So it's not necessarily a more human feel, but it makes the robot play better, and that's what's important to a lot of their user base because they want to play against robots who aren't just, you know, leading the king into an ace, queen, and dummy all the time. So like it wouldn't surprise me if BBO was doing the same thing. They've claimed in the past that they don't do this. They've actually laughed at Luke for saying that he did this, which I honestly think is just very rude. Like fuck those guys. But yeah, I would be curious to know if that's actually true. If that's what they're doing with ACBL Ben, or not ACBL Ben, Gibbo, I guess. Edgar would notice if a human did that. I mean, maybe. Oh, this is interesting. So, if the robots actually are using an unfair advantage, then they would have to be removed from the stats, of course. Occasionally, this appears to be true, but I believe it's an illusion. They don't play or defend double dummy always. But that's not the point, right? Like, they don't have to play or defend double dummy all the time. It's just if the part of their simulation is the hand that you actually hold, that's an unfair advantage. Because in real life, we don't get access to simulating the cards that the opponents hold. We have to do that ourselves. And if we can't come up with the actual hand that an opponent holds, then that gives declare an advantage. I mean, it's called declarer's advantage for a reason. That's what happens, like when declarer's hand is concealed. So, even if it's just 10%, which I think is what Leah does, maybe it's less than 10%, I forget the exact numbers. Yeah, like your hand gets thrown in, and then 9 other hands get thrown in, and then it takes the best play across that whole collection of deals. And sometimes it's going to look really silly because it's going to defend double dummy based on your hand, and it's going to do something that like would never occur to a human player, but only works because of the hand that you're actually dealt. So that's the thing that like I've definitely noticed from playing with Leah. I don't know if I remembered noticing that playing with Gib, but I haven't played with Gibbo all that much. Anyway, I don't believe it. Very good. Saw something about this. What happens is that to save time, instead of simulating a large number of hands, use a smaller sample plus the actual hand. So those circumstances, it knows the hand, but doesn't know that it knows. Okay, great. Wording. Also, it doesn't do this in proper games, whatever that means, perhaps only in the robot games where everyone is up against the same robot opponents. Just to reiterate, I don't claim to be an expert. Okay. Does anyone actually know? I mean, this is always funny when the robot on BBO takes a finesse and then doesn't repeat the finesse later. It's one of the toughest issues to solve at the moment. Like, I don't think that Leah has made this mistake, as far as I know. I don't know if I would call it a mistake, but like, I don't think that Leah has done this, as far as I can tell. So that doesn't seem like a difficult issue to solve, in my opinion. Free lunches have ended. I expect to pay to play bridge, just like I pay to play golf. Like, honestly, what was wrong with the whole ad revenue thing? I mean, maybe they just weren't making enough in terms of ad revenue. But like, for me, I think it is very reasonable for websites because like a bunch of people use a lot of websites and they get a lot of ads. And so having a site, having a premium subscription thing where it just removes ads from the site, I think that is a great business model for just about anything. And I thought BBO did that, but it doesn't look like I have ads anymore on BBO. And I don't think I'm like some sort of premium membership thing or whatnot. Um, hmm. Okay, back in the day when the deal with 52 Entertainment was announced, I recall congratulating Fred and Uday, who were the founders of BBO, and the like on the size of their exit. At the same time, I was very skeptical whether this signaled anything good for the user base because 52 Entertainment seemed to have spent a whole bunch of money and they were going to need to get it from somewhere. Oh my. They're still in the hole from buying the thing out years and years ago, I guess. Oh no. People are bringing up how $6 a month is pretty cheap in general. Not comparing like with like. Most things available on subscription are also available as pay as you go. A bunch of things. I understand a business has to make money. If they had a business model which said you can either pay a monthly subscription fee and get everything included, or pay for individual services when you want them, that would make sense. I only use BBO to play team matches. And if I then had to pay a couple of dollars every time I wanted to play a 32 board match, then, well, okay. It's not as if it costs them anything in variable costs to provide the service. But that isn't what they're doing. There's only the option of paying a monthly subscription. Well, I won't be doing that because it doesn't make any sense for me. RealBridge is sort of the opposite. They only have a pay-as-you-go model. Oh, RealBridge, you have to pay to do something? So what's RealBridge's thing? Oh my god, I love this. I just pulled up RealBridge's explanation. Look at how long it took for that picture to load. Like, what is going on here? Why are we in the 1990s again? I want to see something about what it costs. No, they don't appear to have something that costs stuff. Um, RealBridge is meant mainly for clubs to organize games. I see. Okay. Gotcha. I mean, I think this makes a lot of sense that Francis brings up the point that if there was like an a la carte option for all of these things, like, you know, attached to every single thing that you played on BBO, there was just like a like 5 cents per deal or something, right? And you could use it like a slot machine at a casino. You just click the new deal button and you just get charged another 5 cents on your account. And when you're out of credits, then it asks you to insert your credit card again. Like, that seems like a reasonable thing to do. Then people wouldn't have this like all or nothing sort of thing where you pay a subscription and you get infinite, or you don't pay a subscription and you get, you know, effectively zero. So that makes sense. I think this is an interesting idea. Maybe BBO will implement that in the future. Who's this? Is Gianni Infantino? This is the president of FIFA. Of course. I mean, he might be. You never know. I think they're. Anyway. It's amazing to me that anyone is defending BBO. Has anyone been defending BBO? I'm not sure anyone's been defending BBO. A simple, due to reduction in ad revenue, BBO now has to, might have helped, but this communication makes it look like pure greed. I'm sure a large part of the motivation is not wanting to have players from low GDP countries that likely lose them money. Pennywise, dollar, foolish. I mean, again, I think this is a lot more of the same. Let's see. Does anyone have anything useful to say? Otherwise, I'll probably move on. All right, let's see. So, Jesse, I've spoken with Jesse. Hi. Since a few different questions in this thread are mostly about what does and doesn't touch the 6 daily deals, here's a list of activities that don't use them. Is this the all-inclusive list? Playing paid games. So if you pay for something, purchasing a paid upgrade, playing at social bridge tables while you have an active robot rental. So if you've paid for something, playing as a guest when another player invites you to a social bridge table, or free challenge. Free might not be the word that we're looking for there. Playing as a substitute when you're invited to replace a player in a tournament or team match. This makes sense. Not paid. But like, I mean, someone else has paid. But yeah, I mean, they want to complete the match. Using any of the practice tools. Bidding tables, teaching tables, Bridge Master, and Mini Bridge. Playing just Play Bridge. Playing some free tournaments, usually offered as samples of corresponding paid games such as Free Express Pairs and BXP Express Pairs, watching ViewGraph, or kibitzing. Okay. I wonder what impact this is going to have on Adam Parrish's use of the free weekly robot duplicate. Will it still be 12 boards to present analysis of hands and the mistakes he made? Ooh. Yeah, so what's going to be the deal with a BBBL? Is that thing dead? Like, is George Rad says the free daily tournament is no longer free, or the one that Rob Barrington and Gavin do. And I assume that's going to be the same for BBBL. So I should probably ask them to cancel it. I don't want people to accidentally show up to play, not realizing that this change has taken effect, and just remove it. Right? Like, I mean, I haven't played in it in a long time, over a year, maybe at this point. So I don't know how many people still play. But yeah, maybe I'll just end up canceling that event. I'm glad the communications team at BBO is focusing on what slight part is available and ignoring the rest. Jesus. BBO account deleted. Oh my God. What an overreaction. Yikes. Why would kibitzing affect the allotment of free deals? I shouldn't give them a more awful ideas. At the moment, that's all the information available on this topic 5 hours ago. I also understand the frustration being shared here. I'm here to help answer any questions and clear up any confusion. But that's all the information. I'm here to answer any questions, clear up confusion. I may not be able to respond to every comment individually, but I'm following and reading all the feedback. Are you? Okay. Well, reading the feedback is one thing, but doing something with the feedback is different. Both the positive and critical comments. Wait, what positive comments? Are being noted and shared with the team, and will continue taking players' feedback into account as we move forward. Right. I'll pedal to the metal, just going straight in. No backpedaling. You have more questions, you can reach out to the BBO support team. Very good. It would also be good to know whether BBO is retiring its current practice that paying for tournament removes ads for 1 week. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know where the positive comments are. Let's hope that BBO goes broke quickly. And true, actually true. This is like spot on. I pay for Cubids. I pay €5 to play at the club. I will spend a 4-figure sum to take part in the WBF event in Poland. Damn! Who's this guy? I have no idea who this guy is. This was a big leap up after I pay for Cubids, I pay €5 to play at the club. €5? What do you mean €5 to play at the club? Yo, should we all move to Europe? Like, what's going on across the pond, guys? Is it just better over there? Everything's cheaper? Like 4 times cheaper? Is 5 a lot? No, it's like so small. ACBL's scamming people with inflation? I mean, they must be. Your club is €3? What? Excuse me? I mean, when I was in high school, it's like 25 years ago. Geez, I'm old. My club was charging $20 per person per game. I think the price has gone up since then. So I think it's charging $25, probably, it would be my guess now, per person per game for a club game, my local club. And I mean, I don't live in like a super cheap area, but I also don't live in like a super expensive area either. How many euros is $25? I mean, it's probably like 20 euros or something. 20, almost 22 euros. That's unbelievable to me. BBO is a business offering a service that has helped bridge a lot. I understand the need to charge. I would be surprised if this is a good business decision. I mean, like, I think this is the main point. That, like, they want to find a way to make money because they are a business. They're not doing smart business stuff. Ooh, okay, this is interesting. Fair point, but I believe the sentiment of many is that where a choice exists, they would rather pay a provider that also helps bridge these days, not just in the past, by using part of their fees to offer certain services to the community for free. That is, of course, very subjective, but considering the direction that is taken, BBO might not be the automatic choice for some anymore. This makes a lot of sense. That people are more inclined to support an organization or business that they feel is helping their community. And BBO has not been helping the community of Bridge for a long time. I think there is a lot of residual, happy feelings from people about BBO because that they were under such good management for quite a long time from Gittleman and Uday and all of those people. And so there might be some nostalgia value for people like continuing to play on BBO because they still have this like belief that it's run by the same people as in the past, but it just isn't anymore. And BBO doesn't care about you, which is fine. Like, you don't have to like the company that you're getting services from. I mean, a bunch of people hate Apple, but they all still have iPhones. But yeah, I think that this is a very good point, that people are willing to pay for a product that they believe in and that they believe cares about them as a consumer, whereas they're not as willing to pay for a product that doesn't care about them. Yeah, they just want more. Like, that really is it, right? They're pushing buttons to see like how much they can get out of people. And I personally think they could get more money if they did something other than this, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh my god, this is so long. What is all this? I'm just going to skip that. I'm not reading that. Okay, that is the bottom of the thread. I'm sure if we refreshed, there's going to be like a bunch of new comments. Oh, only 2 new comments here. Okay, anyway, I'm over it. There was another thread, best alternatives to BBO. I like how someone suggested play chess instead. Anything relevant here? I love Real Bridge for real bridge things and Into Bridge for getting into Bridge. That makes sense. Real Bridge is mainly about organized bridge, from Andy. For ACBL players, there are club games, both pairs and teams, the ACBL's own pair games, and an online regional once a month. In the non-ACBL world, there are over 1,000 clubs, regional bodies, and BOs running their games on Real Bridge. Lots of teachers using it for lessons and supervised practice. We do run free 8-board pair games about once per day at different times. People can play as often as they want. The main idea is to make it as close as possible to face-to-face bridge. Looks like a game of bridge that is not a computer game. The opponents are humans, and the built-in audio and video mean you can interact with them like humans. Although some people tend not to figure that out over the internet. Lee chess is good. You're waiting for Lee Bridge. Maybe one day. Some things we don't have: advertisements, membership fees, extra charges, price increases, haven't had any yet, no plans, robots, automatic removal of part finished boards. That's a very specific thing. Shareholders that don't play bridge. There's also very little cheating, partly because most cheats are fairly unsophisticated, and unsophisticated cheating is more difficult and more scary when other people can see you. Also, the psychological consideration that's harder to defraud someone when you see them as a human rather than as a name on a screen. Given the choice, people who are inclined to cheat will go to where it's easier. True. See, and like more questions, like, I mean, this question doesn't specifically come out and say, I'm interested in setting up team matches without being the ACBL or without being some sort of national bridge organization or without being like a local club that's subsidized by some bridge organization. But that's the question here. Like, I want to set up my own team matches. Can I do it? And so if Real Bridge wanted to do that, they would have a new customer. Hmm. Into Bridge and Real Bridge are both great and growing. True. For what it was worth, it was fun watching the spin gold on Real Bridge with a simple Kibitzer login. Fun wouldn't have been the word that I would use. I do appreciate watching ViewGraph, though. Watching ViewGraph is good. We'll be doing some of that soon. In a couple weeks, I guess. I'm not playing on any other platform until I get a meaningless star because I represent my country as a junior when BBO was small enough that Fred noticed. Oh, man. I mean, honestly, base take and totally fair. I know he's joking, but like, I wish this was real. And sometimes you can't tell on bridge winners if people are joking, but he did throw in the word meaningless. Okay. I think I'm good for the day. I wasn't sure if I was going to get around to doing any sort of training, and we've been here for like 2 hours doing React content to this mess. What are my overall takes? My overall takes are that I still think it's possible that a lot of this is in response to the ACBL moving a lot of their games elsewhere and removing a good portion of BBO's income. They are money focused. I mean, they are business focused, I guess I should say. But I think they're doing a bad job of being business focused. But again, I don't know. It's just my own observation because like having happy customers will bring them back. But I also think that like unhappy customers are also coming back because they don't have an alternative currently. So there was that interesting theory that people or that one guy pointed out, which is that because FunBridge is offering the same service but with a subscription, BBO doesn't want to have the same service up and running on 2 different places, one paid and one free, which I think is very possible. So that might contribute to part of the decision making. And then other thoughts, I mean, I hope everyone jumps ship. I'm not convinced they will, but I really hope they do. It probably will take a little bit of time to see this take place or the adjustments take place because like they said, BBO did offer like a premium subscription or whatever to basically everyone. And so people won't really notice the change if they're not aware of the Bridge Winners forums or the article that was put out about it or the email that some people got, I guess, for these things. So it's probably going to take a little bit of time before people notice that they're being charged for things that they didn't used to be. And then there's going to be a bunch of complaints, and then people will get reference to the new policies, and then this whole uproar is going to start again, and people are going to ask, like, where can I go to play bridge? And I would say, hopefully by that time, Into Bridge or Real Bridge or Bridge Champ or whatever the other sites are that are out there, will have taken some of these ideas under advisement and maybe implemented some new features so that they can accommodate the larger flow of traffic. Yeah, people are going to notice once they actually start being asked to pay for things is what's going to happen. But that's going to take a few months. And so seriously, big opportunity. Into Bridge, Real Bridge, Bridge Champ, whoever else is out there that has some sort of bridge site. I mean, maybe Cubids if they want to expand to some other formats. Keep your own subscription services, whatever it is that you have going on currently, but add in some of these new features. Even if they are paid features, I think there's going to be so much public backlash from this that people will be willing to pay a competitor maybe even more money then they would have to pay BBO for the same service because they do not want to be dealing with BBO's bullshit anymore. So if IntoBridge was just like, yep, we're offering the same thing as BBO, $15 a month, I think they would get a lot of people who would be like into that just to spite BBO. But like, I also think IntoBridge could just do it for whatever the same prices that BBO is offering, and they would get a bunch of people to flock to them for it. Now, they will have to start implementing some of these things that people ask for, like easy ones, match points and board match tables. That should not be too difficult. Get some sort of VuGraph archive. Like, all they would have to do is find a way to like download a bunch of the deals from either BBO's VuGraph archive or elsewhere and then upload them to their site. Then you can play using those deals, that sort of stuff. Again, doesn't seem that complicated. Maybe there's some sort of legal nonsense thing that could happen with, like, as Jan was saying, where like the tournament organizer needs to sign off on allowing you to use the VuGraph deals for something. That seems silly to me, but I guess it's possible. But yes. And again, I'm excited. I want to see where this takes us. It's going to take a few months, but hopefully, BBO dies.